James Silas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everybody. Omas, how you doing?
I'm well, thanks for asking. That's a way to shake
Great,
out the
great.
cold. You just shake it off
Yes,
like,
so.
yeah, that's it. I also have Irabor Okosun here with me this morning, Irabor. Good morning.
Morning, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, loud and clear.
Yes,
I
can
copy
hear
you.
you.
All right, James, morning. How's everything?
I'm very well, Rabo. Good to hear from you this morning.
Yeah,
All right,
likewise.
we've got quite grounds to cover, so let's get into this first one. There is no way that the residents of Atlanta, Georgia, would say they did not know that Afro Beats was in town over the weekend, even if they pretend in their sleep. We invaded their sleep. They saw us, we are in their face. And so what are we talking about? The 16th Headies, it has come and it has gone. But it's like what they called the evidence. There is evidence. It's not audio. You will see the evidence is for everybody to pick up the pieces of what they want to take away from it. And by that, the categories are here. People walked away with heads. Headies. That's what I'm trying to say. So, James Silas, I'd like you to, let's get your reaction on the just completed 16 Headies in Atlanta, Georgia, and then let's get into the categories.
Okay, I mean, like you said, the show has come and gone, after several months, weeks of preparation. I mean, flying people into the United States, the whole visa processing and everything. The show has finally come and gone. I mean, I think what's very important is the fact that it's held, number one, and then however, there are reactions here and there, but I think it will always come from a place of personal opinions and perspectives and what was seen, And of course, we always have the aspect of how people or even the nominees would feel in terms of if you win or lose, all the drama, excitement that comes with an award or an event like this will come to play eventually. And I think all of that has happened and, probably gone as well.
What is in any of these categories, which of these awardees would you say walked away with it and then you felt like, I didn't see this coming?
Let me see. Which one would I feel like? For me personally, over the years, even with every other award, when you have nominees in a category, for them to all be in that category means that somehow, some way, the organizers, would have sized them up to categorize them in the same, category, so to speak. If that makes any sense, it means that anybody can win. It means that we just feel like you are all at par to group you in the same category. So I just feel like it can go to anybody at any time.
First among equals. Now, meaning it's just that one person will go home with it.
We'll go home with it, yes. And then a lot of the categories as well are vote categories, and that's always maybe dependent on the votes and the numbers.
Okay, before I go to get Irabor's response, I'd just like to run through some of the categories here. For Best R&B Single, Burna Boy, For My Hand. That's why I walked away with it. Best R&B Album, Chike, The Brother's Keeper. Best Vocal Performance, Female, Waje, and that's for In Between. And Best Vocal Performance, that's for male. And that's Wande Cool with Paso. And Songwriter of the Year was a joint one. This one, I have something disturbing about it. I just see it's like a community. It's probably I don't know why it's so joint like this. But let's go over now to Irabor to get your thoughts so far on the people who walked away with the awards and what are your observations?
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Ayo Animashao and his entire team, for putting this together. Play Like Play, it is the 16th edition of the Headies. It was Hip Hop World Award, it was Headies. He has been very steadfast in his pursuit for excellence. It is not easy putting anything together in Nigeria, whether it is just a basic event or, an inter-house sports event for schools or anything, but for an award of this magnitude that involves several stakeholders, the consulate, mega multinational brands, the fact that he was able to orchestrate, a system that would grant people visas to go to another continent, media people, even the music stallions themselves, it is not easy. So we have to give him a huge round of applause for that. And the fact that it happened again, like it's happening, like James mentioned, that it has happened, it has come and it has gone. And the fact that it had that kind of attendance, because I remember, was it last year or 2 years ago when he was trying to do it abroad, everybody was complaining, why is he doing it abroad? So person didn't come. I thought they were going to, the host, who was the host that time? I think it was
Anthony Anderson.
Anthony Anderson, who did a horrible job. He wasn't professional, and Osas has been consistent. By the way, I just need to give a shout out to Osas for the repackaging, getting out of the whole Gbera Jibade drama and coming out the way she has come out, being a 2-time AMVCA winner. Now she's delving into hosting, and she's just doing her thing. Shout out to her. There's no BBL attached to her name, so many things, that are just going on in the space. And I'm just happy to see, that Nigerians are just moving forward regardless. And for those who are saying that why isn't Ayo doing things in Nigeria or whatever? Have you seen the country? Where does he want to do it? Does he want to do an award show where they will now go and take electricity? And this is an international type of positioning. So many things are put into place. I just don't want us to get emotional. I think that, the nominees and the winners for sure deserve it, in my own opinion. I mean, you had the drama with Ira Star saying that because her award wasn't announced, she wasn't going to receive it. I can understand the sentiment behind it. Probably, there was a technical issue or something. I really don't know. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy about this, and I like the people that have won. Speaking to what you're saying about the songwriter of the year, I mean, there are several songs sometimes that several people write. So if that's the case, you have to award it to them.
I raised this issue because I'm just somehow guided most times by idioms, and sometimes they say too many cooks. In this case, this many cooks didn't spoil the song, not the broth. Now that's
no, they didn't spoil. They didn't spoil it at all. I mean, you have a lot of songs. The one that Thames won with Future. I think Future, Drake, Thames, and 2 other people wrote it. So yeah, I'm very pleased by everything. I'm very, very happy. Yeah.
All right, thanks. So that also said you mentioned Ira Star was walked away, was awarded best female artist, and then we also had the best video director. We had director K, Calm Down for remix, and then we also had producer of the year Rexy for Abracadabra, that's remix, and then we had best male artist Rema. Are we surprised about Rema walking away with this one?
No.
Okay, so that means I can move on now to Rookie of the Year, Odumodu.
Yeah,
Black.
Deserves it.
Okay,
yeah,
well deserved.
Deserves it.
All right, special recognition
to him.
Then we had this one. It's always good not to forget those who walked the road ahead of us to clear the way. And this is one persons who say they are happy about, even though he's not on the scene any longer. They look back to give him they gave him his flowers, and you think he will be happy for this. And Sound Sultan got special recognition.
Oh, yes, for sure, definitely. I mean, Sound Sultan was that type of musician that everybody loved. He wasn't, how do I put it now? He wasn't in anybody's face. He wasn't too flamboyant, but he understood his craft. He was a family man, and for him to be getting his recognition, following his demise, yes, I mean, nobody would have appreciated the fact that he is no longer with us, but for him to be recognized is a very, very huge thing. So shout out to the organizers for doing that, and peace be unto his family.
James Silas, I like you to, as we close up on the Headies now, let's look at this next award. The next rated, people who have been waiting for this one, and finally, it walked away with it, Ashake. That's it. So how was it? How easy was this for the organizers to make this decision?
Yeah, I think when it comes to this category, talking about how easy or how difficult, we would have started from the fact that Ashake was already became very, very big. This is somebody who's coming off the stage
Right.
of a 20,000 capacity, you know, O2 Arena in London.
Yeah.
So, first of all, nominating him was it brought a lot of side talks and criticism and everything. However, one of the things that I've come to see when it comes to our with the fans, or generally, some people don't really pay attention to when they define or the definition of the categories. If you look or if you observe from last year, the organizers defined or redefined the categories. Before, if you release an album, you cannot be nominated as a next rated, because next rated is supposed to give you the element of prediction or just it gives you that anticipation for somebody who is similarly talented or who has the prospect to become big, like we've seen with various next rated winners. I mean, I'm talking from Asha, from I'm talking Wande Cole, Sean Tizzle. So, like I've always said, when it comes to these categories, all of them are potentials. It doesn't the award eventually goes to one person, but they are all. It doesn't change the fact that these people are prospective will be prospective superstars in the future. Do you understand? So that's what I see about that category. But in this case, we had all seen that Ashake had become big.
Next rated, then you walked away with the album of the year. That's it. I can't even rate you. You've grown past that class already. Irabor, what do you say?
Yes, I understand.
If you're going to look at it technically, he is indeed next rated because he came out when just a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so he fits into that category. So the fact that he has blown beyond proportion is a testament to the hard work of his team. So they shouldn't now be nominated for next rated and be like, because you're nominated for next rated, let's not overblow so that we can get the award. No, set the precedent so that anybody who is coming after you should expect that, man, I am going to be next rated or I'm nominated for next rated. In fact, I want to sweep the award show like Michael Jackson would do at the Grammys. So that's what it's supposed to be,
I see the Headies to the organizer. They did not leave out. They also went global because they also gave Selena Gomez walked away with the international with an award also for International Artist of the Year, and that will not be unrelated to the remix of "Calm Down" with Rema.
It is related, and it is a good PR move, even if nobody voted for it. So it's a case of finding the balance. So you're using the award show and that category to get a great PR move because she has a huge following on social media, which also ties to Rema winning Digital Artist of the Year because that is emphatic. Because for him to have done a song with her is tapping into that following. So it's a business, it's strategy, and it works.
And we did not leave out our brothers in Africa too, in this Headies, the organizers. You see where we touched Ghana, we touched Cameroon, and then Central Africa also with the award. And it's just like everybody had something to go on with.
Absolutely. Can I also add that or remind us that Odumodu Black, the Rookie of the Year, won a house, a fully furnished house, and solar powered, fully furnished house. Last year we saw, over the years, the next rated category had been rewarded or always gets a prize of a car prize, do you understand? But this year we didn't see that happen. Instead, the big prize of the day went to the Rookie of the Year category, and just basically a lot of rookies, as the word implies, some of them don't even have record labels. Some of them are just lucky people who, eventually get that attention from a single, and from there, there's hope that this person, stands a chance in the industry. And in this situation, some of them are even broke, like really, really broke. But in this case, we see a situation where they have decided to reward the rookie winner, but as against just next rated.
Okay, this is where we have to go on this break. But I urge you, Irabor, get ready because the next story would require your lens to help us understand the next story when we come back from this red light stuff. But before then, I see someone here, Williams, and he says this one is credit to you, James Silas. Hi, Omas. You know, when you started this segment, I was wondering how you would cope with James Silas here. That's what he said. He said, however, these days I see James Silas has brought you up the ladder with the tone, and he laughs out loud, and then he goes on and on. But that's just saying it. We'll be back after this time, but it's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Want the future forward vacuum into speed, innovation, convenience, lifestyle growth, or just simply getting service that's designed just for you? Yeah, we thought you might like all of that and more. That is why we specially created.
You know, Omas, real quick, while we're off air, can you hear me? Oh, I think Omas can hear me. Irabor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's up?
Oh, okay. I mean, Omas, before we came on air, he was talking about, I don't know if it was on air, our star who was saying that she will not acknowledge the best female category. Yeah, so it's just funny that she's not telling people as well. She's not also tweeting that she asked the organizers to send her a private jet from LA to Atlanta. She's not mentioned that part. Do you understand? Which that private jet was about between $10,000 and $15,000. She refused to take what's it called? Take business class. So how do you explain that? You want to press them, maybe you want to kill the organizers over having you to attend the award.
And we're back. It's still Smooth 98.1 FM. Let's get back into the Grapevine. I've got James Silas, give me a heat.
Yeah.
And then I've got Irabor Okosun also here with us.
Morning.
But anyway, anyone who hears the year, just understand, especially Williams, I'm not on anything like James didn't give me anything to drag. It's just, we just move, we just vibe, that's all. Let's get your contributions coming on to the number 0809-444-0981, reacting to any of the stories inside the Grapevine. I see Tara waiting in the fringes already, on the fringes for us, but let's just get onto this story. Irabor, kick us off with this story. Portables, oh well, you know him. Last week we were on the show and we mentioned a tour. It was set to go on a US tour.
Yes, so yeah.
James Silas now mentioned, I hope he was not going to be at a club somewhere, just one night stand or stuff. And then here we have gotten a prelude of what is to come, or probably more when it goes on the tour in the US, because the Nigerian Bar Association, their usual annual meeting, so as a way for the learned people to unwind, I do understand too, they also like the biza kind of move. So, but we saw it. So, Irabor, walk us through this one. It's more like more grace for this man.
Yeah, so when I saw the story, I found out that a lot of people had mixed reactions. A lot of people walked out that Portable is not befitting for that kind of, event. Well, I can understand their sentiment, based off of the PR that Portable has been putting out there, or stories that he has been a part of. It works that way. I can get it. I mean, you've had other musicians such as Olamide, Tenny, Brimo, Fowles, Tubaba, and Bez. You can understand the selection of these artists. They are relatable. They are bipartisan in a way, but Portable, I don't think, in my own opinion, would fit this type of setting based off of the PR that he has. If he didn't have bad PR, I'm sure most of them wouldn't have an issue with it. And another surprising thing was the fact that Obi Kubana's entities in partnership with the program as the headline sponsor. That is a very interesting collaboration in my own opinion. And the publicity secretary was saying that Portable's presence was linked to that and all that. So I really don't understand. When I saw the story, it shocked me in a way that Portable is performing at an NBA. I first thought it was NBA basketball. I was like, that is so impossible, But when I saw NBA, that's Nigeria Bar Association, I was like, really? That is even far more impossible, So it's just a very funny story to see, and I hope Portable uses this as a way to, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't be yourself. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't be in the headlines. I'm just trying to say that sometimes certain things that you do wouldn't get you into certain spaces that you are even wanting to be a part of, so you can't blame them really.
Okay, Jim Silas, what are your thoughts on
Yeah.
this one? As it seemed like it thought it was going for more probably like a gymnastics exercise then.
Irabor said it all really. I was shocked to hear. I mean, if it did not go or turn out the way it turned out right now, we probably wouldn't have been talking about it. And I was actually shocked to have heard that for a whole MB. I mean, we're talking about the National Bar Association having Portable to perform. So I'm wondering what exactly were they expecting, and then it also brings also the to the fact that even with the entertainers, sometimes you need to understand your audience. When they take you to somewhere for a performance, you should understand your audience. You should know the kind of music you're supposed to play. If they invite you to a children's party, you know that you're not going to sing or say certain things that children are not supposed to hear, no matter how crazy your music is. So, but in the case of this Portable guy, I just feel like, I mean, there's no saving the situation. I just can't understand the rationale.
No. There is no. I don't think there is saving the situation really.
Okay.
If only he can comprehend the solution or the strategy, there is saving the situation. Let's not deny the fact that he is talented. He is talented.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, he is talented, and a lot of people give Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido a lot of passes for a lot of things that they've done, and people recognize winning and positioning at the end of the day when they see certain things. I'm sure that there are certain things that Davido, Burna Boy, Whiskey, and Co that they would do right now that a normal person would do and be like, that's nonsense. But you'd be like, don't worry, Whiskey FC, Burna Boy, all those kind of things.
Okay.
So yeah, it's redeemable.
Okay.
So Irabor, sorry, quick. Did you see him climbing that pole?
Yes.
Do you understand?
No.
I don't know.
We have to move on now. All stories waiting for us, but let's get into some of the messages already waiting so we can get back to our next story. I got this one from Belinda from VI. Says, hello, everyone. Good morning. I do not agree with your analysis of Asake and the next rated category. Asake performed at the Headies last year and at that time already had an album. Winning next rated and album of the year just doesn't add up. Belinda from VI. And in comes, just a moment, Tayo comes in with a message. I hope they got a bigger hope for the event. Irabor, haven't we been doing it here? What happened to grow our own? That's back here. Also, happy Afro para. Also, happy Afro para an award because we won't hear word. I wanted Black Bones to win Best Director for his music video drama with TG Omori continues. He reached Ira Star turn. We developed technical difficulty. Surprise, Alpha or Genie didn't come out with an award. For context, NBA didn't invite Portable to the conference. Rather, it was the organizer of the event that brought him to the conference. And that much has been said also by Irabor and James Silas saying it was the involvement of the Cubana into it that's the link how Portable got into the mix of it, but probably didn't read the memo of the invitation properly. But let's get into this next story. Nollywood actor Bolanle Ninolowo announces split from wife after 16 years. How painful is this?
It's very painful.
Nobody wants to see anybody's marriage break up. But when it comes to relationships, I try not to give my full 2 cents because you're not part of the relationship, number one. You're only, giving an opinion based off of what has been put out there. One of the more shocking revelations was when Basket Mouth and his wife announced that they were going to be separating, because I watched an interview where they said somebody asked them, or they asked themselves, is there anything that can break us up? They said, like nothing, never, nothing. So I'm sure that they covered all bases, or maybe they've been through certain things and they're like, nah, this thing can't break, but it broke. I mean, we also heard the Banky and Adesua thing at a point. We thought that was going to break. It didn't break. But seeing somebody like Ninolo having infidelity as a part of the reason they split up one time, I think earlier in their marriage, now them trying to patch things up and it not happening, it not working. I guess, they had to call it quits, but they did call it quits one time and they still came back. So again, life is a movie indeed in this case, sometimes, where you can be with an ex, or you broke up with an ex, you get back, maybe some things change, or the thing that you're supposed to have done that time, you have now learned how to do it, so it just depends. At the end of the day, we wish him well, like he said in his statement that, people should respect their privacy and pray for them, during the process as they heal. Yes, healing has to take place, because leaving somebody you've been a part of, somebody you've had children with, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. So,
go ahead, Irabor, just complete your thoughts.
Yeah, that's it. No, yeah, that's it.
So, James Silas, for you to respond to, just to add up to what Irabor said, I'd like you to just link that up to Yul Edochie offers marital advice at this point. Are you willing to attend that class or session with him?
No, see, it's look, we're all humans. The truth is that these things happen. I don't know, but people have a special, I don't know, that's a vendetta, or just some kind of once you comes up in the conversation of relationship and marriage, everybody, I don't know, I won't even say, they just bring out their weapons and everything, and then I think it's mostly, no disrespect, but it looks like more of the women fans are not happy with Yul Edochie. I'm not saying that, I'm not just fine, whatever. I'm not saying that men are encouraging him. I mean, relationships have their ups and downs. So in Yul's own case, who says that he cannot? And the simple thing he was saying in his statement is that if something is not working, if you're not happy where you are, you have a right. You're not tied into that situation. You're not a do or die. I mean, we know the statement of what's it called, for better, for worse, but in some quarters, you need more than religious, religious ties to achieve happiness when it comes to relationships. For Yul Edochie, for Ninolo and his wife, I mean, a lot of people loved their videos. They used to watch the whole PDA on social media and everything. And this is an opportunity for people to also learn that it's not everything I see on social media that you should actually don't assume. People are dealing, relationships are not as easy as, I'm married. Do you understand? It's not as easy as people just see it. Everybody, couple goals and everything. But look, it's a different ballgame when you have your own style, your own way. You were born as an individual of yourself, and then you now leave your own comfort zone and then come to deal with other people's own, whatever they are going through, whatever their happiness, if their happiness, their sadness, their mood and everything, for people to come together to create or build a family. It's not even a joke. So I think when it comes to marriages, marriages should be actually one of the miracles of our existence as human beings. And created by God, of course. So I wish them luck. Maybe luck, blessings, and God help them individually to heal.
Yes. Quickly, go ahead. I may not be married, but I think I'll take a stab at this. First of all, I'm not going to be at any Yul Edochie masterclass, whether it is for acting in life or for relationship. The guy didn't go about it the right way. We are all men. We know how men move. You understand? Even if you want to do certain things, there's a way you move. You don't move like that. So let's just put that one.
It just seemed like he was glad to have one more member in the WhatsApp group already. That's what
he didn't move. He didn't move right. We all know what we are saying. He didn't move right. But speaking about relationships and Loa and every other thing we're talking about, Yul and Co. I just feel a lot of people need to do away with the pressures of social media and society of how they think a relationship should be about. I just feel you should go in to know your person, learn your person, and vice versa, and you guys do your best. and not put that weight of, this person, this is what they do. They snap picture, they go on holiday, they do this one. They see whatever makes you happy genuinely in your core. You're supposed to be together, work together. That is what it should be about. That's my own opinion,
Right,
and it's not, yeah.
This is just as former TV talk shows, and Frank Edo has also come to clarify, I never beat a woman. So it just seems like it's a marriage class today on the Grapevine. So let's get in a message. We're almost out of time. So just going to throw that in. Abbas Oladepo comes in, and even if the NBA invited Portugal as an on-bad event, it is not a big deal. Go and see what officers do in the mess when they are off duty or when there is a program to celebrate. Would we want the NBA to call some choristers to the event where lawyers are free to let loose their legal attires? And then how can we satisfy our people, for goodness sake? And he has a point there. Go and see quiet time what guys do.
But this is a Nigerian Bar Association conference that is going to be broadcast or put out there for the public consumption. What officers do in their own mess, respective mess, in their corners, there's a difference. So again, back to what I was saying about you.
Winding down.
What you did or is doing is what majority of married people, I'm not even going to say men, married people, married men, married women do.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between there are certain things you do in public and there are certain things you don't do in public. So I get his point. I'm not saying that is that shouldn't be an issue, but people should understand the intricacies of certain things if it doesn't favor you.
It's time to go now. Thank you very much, gentlemen. James, Silas, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much.
Irabor, Okosun.
James, I'm calling for your marriage classes.
No, don't come more. It's fake life.
Thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right, take care. Yeah,
bye. Bye.
And that's a wrap on the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. Good morning.